Good evening, America, and welcome aboard Apollo 13.
The university had donated this land for construction of a new NASA center. NASA's brain trust and some carefully selected fighter pilots set up shop in these humble buildings. It was built to look like a college campus to encourage its... As we turn the corner, you'll see building 31N on your right. This building houses a very rare and valuable collection. The world's largest collection of moon rocks. Lunar samples are preserved and stored here in special cabinets that protect them from deterioration. Astronaut Alan Bean was on the Apollo 12 mission. He remembers his first thoughts upon leaving the Apollo capsule.
I came down the ladder, and I can remember as I stood on the moon trying to get my balance, just thinking, what an amazing, brightly lit, flat place it was to visit. Buzz Aldrin said on Apollo 11, it was magnificent desolation. I think maybe those were beautifully chosen words.
Look up ahead, past the road through a field of rocks and sand. It's not a sandbox. Astronauts and engineers conduct training exercises in that area to prepare for working on the surfaces of the Moon and Mars. Today, NASA scientists are preparing to use the geology of the Moon to our advantage. The materials on the Moon may be used in the future for building materials, fuel, and even oxygen. An outpost on the Moon will be like a stepping stone for missions to Mars and beyond.
Entering into the exploration era, we're looking to expand our presence in the solar system, starting with going to the Moon, and be able to demonstrate our ability then to go out to Mars and other destinations. When we get to Mars, one of the things we're going to be wanting to do is mine the local materials in order to generate fuel and other materials that will need to support the stay and the return to Earth.
Turn onto 5th Street. You'll see a newish building to your left.
This is our new astronaut quarantine facility. Prior to going into space, all the crews are placed in quarantine a week before they launch to protect them from viruses, colds, and germs that they may pick up and prevent them from having a safe and successful mission. Our new facility is an environmentally friendly one with green landscaping and construction to utilize recycled materials and use very little energy.
A common misconception about Johnson Space Center is that we've got a zero-gravity trainer on the grounds. There is no way to create completely zero-gravity weightlessness on Earth. Instead, astronauts often practice in giant water tanks to create a similar effect. 4 miles north of here, near LA you'll find the Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory, where those underwater exercises take place. Astronaut Clay Anderson trains there.
The Neutral Buoyancy Lab, we call the NBL, is a 6.2 million gallon swimming pool, and it allows us to hop into our spacesuits and become essentially weightless underwater as we practice our spacewalk techniques for all the different tasks that we do while we're on the station. And in addition to that, shuttle crews also use that facility to practice their spacewalks that they do while they're there.
Building 5 to your right is the Mission Simulation Building. It houses a motion-based simulator on the front flight deck of the space shuttle. It can be tilted up 9 degrees for large simulations and shaken for increased realism. Space shuttle pilot Mark Kelly explains how the real thing can really shake you up.
You sit on your back on the launch pad, and the clock gets to 6 seconds before liftoff. 3 main engines start, and they give you about 500,000 pounds of thrust each. When the clock will get to 0, and the 2 solid rocket boosters will light. And those are about 3 million pounds of thrust each. And you're going straight up, and you can feel the kick of all that 7.5 million pounds of thrust, and there's a lot of vibration. It's very obvious you're going to be going somewhere very, very fast.
If you look now to your left, you'll see a small circle of trees set back from the road. This modest grove of oaks is known as the Astronaut Memorial Grove. The first plaques and trees were assembled for the 10th anniversary of the tragic explosion of the Space Shuttle Challenger. A tree was planted here for Mercury astronaut Gordon Cooper when he died of natural causes. Sadly, another group of 7 oaks joined them on February 1st, 2003, when the Space Shuttle Columbia was lost 16 minutes before landing. The entire crew was killed in the explosion. We'll pause here for a moment to remember them. 3 days after the tragedy, President George W. Bush stood on these grounds and spoke these words.
To leave behind Earth and air and gravity is an ancient dream of humanity. For these 7, it was a dream fulfilled. Each of these astronauts had the daring and discipline required of their calling. Each of them knew that great endeavors are inseparable from great risks, and each of them accepted those risks willingly, even joyfully, in the cause of discovery. America's space program will go on. This cause of exploration and discovery is not an option we choose. It is a desire written in the human heart. We are that part of creation which seeks to understand all creation. We find the best among us, send them forth into unmapped darkness, and pray they will return. They go in peace for all mankind, and all mankind is in their debt.
Spaceflight is neither safe nor easy, and we all grieve at the death of an astronaut. But these tragedies do not deter us from exploring space. Instead, they strengthen our resolve and make our work here ever more.
Over to your right, you will see some Texas Longhorn. The Texas Longhorn is a large mammal in the state of Texas. You may be wondering what these Longhorn are doing on NASA property. Well, that's because NASA donated this land to the CCI's Future Promise of America program for student training for the Asian market. Alright, you guys, as we get through this tunnel, please yell, scream, make as much noise as possible. Let it back in space and you to know how much fun you're having in the store. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Welcome back to Space Center Houston. We do hope you enjoyed this NASA tram tour. Before exiting the tram, please wait for it to come to a full and complete stop. Get exit to the right-hand side, the right-hand side only. Once you hear those air brakes pop and set. Also, if you guys should go inside and sign the petition to bring one of the Space Shuttle orbiters to Space Center Houston, that would be a big help to us. We'd greatly appreciate it.